Parents are amazing.
I'm going live now.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. This is canonically episode 150 of the show. There's a few others scattered around there, some live shows in there, but number 150, I thought the show would end at 10, but we're still doing it almost 2 years later. If you haven't been watching this month, we're changing things up a little bit. We're doing fewer movies. We got some mini games thrown in. Few of you have played some of those. One of you will be new to these, but I'll explain them. They're easy to pick up. If you're new here, first of all, thank you for watching. You should go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, there's 149 more episodes plus some bonuses. So you could just sit here for like a week and just keep this stream going. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook, you should join that if you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video. That's where you can get all the information about the show, including how to be on it. I love having new people on. I think we might be booked up for January. I'm not positive. But if we are, I will be posting in a couple of weeks the list for February. So if you want to get on the show, look out for that. And if you're not on Facebook, we're also on Twitter and Instagram at IMDbGame. Josh is jumping into virtual reality as I talk. We'll get to that. Tonight on the show, we're doing a third round of movies based on books. There are so many of them that I keep not running out. So I'm happy to do it again. I already forget if any of these people have been on previous episodes of Based on Books. So I'm going to be asking them the same questions that I've asked them before. Let's bring them in and get the game going. Joining me on the show tonight are Amma Marfo, JD Stephans, Josh Poirier, and Marty Viscosi. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
So happy you're all here. Before we get to like formal introductions, talking to each of you individually, I want to start with a mini game. Get some points on the board. See who I'm talking to first. Doing a different one this time. We have been doing keywords. This time we're doing a game called Common Roles. There are some book characters that they keep making movies about. So what I'm going to do is give you a list of actors who have all portrayed the same book character. I want you to buzz in when you think you know the answer. No negative points for guessing wrong, but one guess per person. That's how we're doing this one. Everybody understand what's going on?
Yep.
All right. So this character has been portrayed by Randy Quaid, Charles Ogle, Tom Noonan, Glenn Strange, David Prowse, Bela Lugosi. Josh has a guess. Josh, what do you think?
Is it Frankenstein?
Frankenstein's
monster.
It is Frankenstein's monster.
Nicholas.
I heard Prowse, and there was like Prowse. I was like, I think Randy Quaid did Frankenstein's monster, and then I knew Prowse. Bela Lugosi sealed the deal, obviously.
Yep, Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, Lon Chaney Jr., Peter Boyle, Robert De Niro, and Boris Karloff.
Yep. You know the funniest thing, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ring in before you even started saying and say Frankenstein's monster.
Well, welcome back to the show. Somebody who's on all the time and never get tired of seeing him here. Josh Poirier, welcome back.
How's it going, Nick?
It's going good. How are you?
Good, man. Spent the entire weekend cleaning the house, so it's been a long weekend.
It always is if you're cleaning. Josh, I forget. Have you been on one of these?
I probably have. I mean, more than you probably got about a 33% chance of me being on any particular topic.
That is true. Well, Josh, do you have a book adaptation that you think people should see?
I do. I have a couple, actually. I have a couple. One is a pretty obvious one. Never-Ending Story, which is just a great adaptation of a book. I just love it. I think it's fantastic. I always recommend, since a comic book does count, I always recommend The Crow. It's just a great, it's a great way to showcase 1993. Like that movie was completely 1993, and it was fantastic. And I think the last one would be actually I think this one's a little bit different. But I really loved it when I saw it, and it's one that you kind of have to seek out. But it's an anime, Barefoot Gen.
I don't know this one.
It's about a kid who survives the Hiroshima bombing.
So nice light material.
Yeah, it's nice light material. You go with the Never-Ending Story, go with that. You laugh either way.
Uh-huh.
No, Barefoot Gen it's stark. It's amazing. It's as depressing as Grave of the Fireflies.
Uh-huh.
But it's less known.
You're selling me.
But I'll go with the Never-Ending Story above anything else. Like, although the Never-Ending Story, fucking Artax.
I mean, is this the point where I say I have never seen the Never-Ending Story?
You've never seen the Never-Ending Story?
I have never seen the Never-Ending Story.
Okay. Well,
I only just watched Willow for the first time last week.
You should see the Never-Ending Story.
I mean, here's the thing. That genre of fantasy, especially like in the 80s, is so impenetrable to me. Like I keep trying with it and it just doesn't click with me. So I keep trying to find the one that does, and maybe Never-Ending Story is.
Yeah, it's you know what it is? It's like you have to, the way I look at it, right, for movies in the 80s like sci-fi and fantasy, if you really want to gauge whether you like them or not, right? And I think there's a couple of movies that you have to see to realize if you gauge them or not. One is Krull. You have to know if you like Krull. The other one came out a lot more recently, Mandy, with Nicolas Cage, because that's
I have no good excuse as to why I haven't seen Mandy. That is a movie made for me.
It's the most 80s movie that the 80s didn't make. And those are the two movies I think you have to see to really see if you can take those movies. But Krull. Anyway,
like I said,
that's my time.
Yeah, Josh, a bunch of good suggestions there. Also returning to the show, if you watched the last episode, you will have seen them there. Thrilled that they're back again. Marty Viscosi, welcome back.
Hello. I wasn't sure if you were talking about me or JD because we were both
I know there's a couple of we are right in the middle of January D. Stephans. But right now we're talking to you, Marty. How you doing?
I am living the dream. Just saw Megan. I got my white wine and my little faith, family, and friends glass.
I did. It just reminded me of a tweet that I saw of somebody said, I hadn't gone to church in a while, and I just went, and they were serving white wine.
They do that now. As somebody who worked in a church for a very long time, I got all the ins. It's extremely easy to shoplift from church stores, so you should do it.
Yeah, and the policy is you just ask for forgiveness, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You tell them the name of a church and they do not check. You can go buy communion wafers from St. Patrick's Guild in St. Paul right now and they will not fucking check who you are.
I have one to make like little peanut butter sandwiches with those.
This is the body of Christ. This is the body of Christ. Peanut butter jelly on it.
There's nothing morally wrong with putting peanut butter on a communion wafer that there isn't wrong with drinking white wine for Jesus's blood.
True. Well, it's to distinguish the color, because like a lot of churches include like not the debate that anybody asked for tonight, but a lot of churches, including ours, have grape juice and wine. And it's just to distinguish the color. So one is white and one is purple. So it's like you don't have to.
Why not go for a white grape juice?
Because white grape juice is disgusting.
I like going to the church.
All right. Well, I think we've covered everything that has to do with communion wine. Marty, you've been on a past book episode.
I have, and I did so bad. So
that was the one where you said your mom chastised you, right?
She did.
Or was that
She texted me the next morning, and I
Yeah.
don't remember exactly what she said, but something to the effect of like sad. Didn't
Uh,
raise you like this. Something like that.
well, I have a good feeling about tonight. I think you're going to redeem yourself. I can't remember your suggestion from the last time, so if you want to say the same one or just any others you can think of.
I've been thinking this whole time because I don't remember either. If I had to guess, I think it was the like 1960s version of The Haunting, the adaptation of The Haunting.
Choice.
Either so, like, I don't know, either that or I don't know. But I'm gonna pull the Josh to recommend a bunch.
I think I just remembered. Was it a documentary?
It was the Celluloid Closet,
Yes.
by Vito Russo, which is a fantastic documentary. It's in the Methuen Public Library for some reason. So if you're near Methuen, you should take it out because it's really, really fucking good. The book is kind of dense, but the book is good too. So Celluloid Closet. Also, the 1960s version of The Haunting is extremely good. It's a very faithful adaptation to the book. I'm a big fan. Also a Methuen-based story. I just like things about Methuen, I guess. I also, the one I was going to say tonight was Reanimator. I love because like exclusively because H.P. Lovecraft would hate it. I love Reanimator and Bride of Reanimator.
They're both fun, and there are only 2 movies in that series.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah,
No, there's
so
only
great,
2.
There's no third one.
There's the third one.
No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
No, if they made a third one, they'd have to have like a rat fight a severed penis or something, and you'd never put that in a movie.
And
especially
like,
during the
villains
end
in the
credits
prison
of a
could
movie.
be like
so
the people who aren't white.
I didn't see that movie.
It's real bad.
I know.
Well, Marty, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Also returning to the show, Marty alluded to them earlier. If you've seen any show, I believe, that we've done in January, you've seen this person. Quickly has become a mainstay of the show. Always thrilled to have him here. JD Stephans, welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. This is the book episode, right? Because I have
It is the book episode.
Good, because I have a book movie, and I was like, I really hope that is this episode, and
Well,
not.
let's just jump right to it then. What's the book?
Yes.
Movie?
Okay, so I have to tell you. So I met the author of this book. Okay, I got to hug him. I got to ask him questions at San Diego Comic-Con. I fangirled so hard. Okay, you don't understand. And I didn't even realize that I wasn't the only person who liked this author. I was sitting there with the other night with my best friend Jordan. I was like, yeah, I got to meet Peter. And she was like, you got to meet Peter. And I didn't know that she even liked Peter. So I was like, I'm sorry. But Peter S. Beagle is the author for The Last Unicorn, which is one of my favorites.
I mean, you all are like for everything recommending movies I've seen. So this is great. Last Unicorn is another one that I should have seen by now and just haven't gotten to.
It's amazing. Listen, it's basically done on anime quality, even though it's American made. It's just the music is phenomenal as well. You gotta check it out. I'm telling you.
I absolutely need to. There's no excuse. JD, welcome back. Finally, long overdue return. Comedian who just recorded her first half hour this weekend. And now she's on this show, which is great. Always thrilled to have her here. Amma Marfo, welcome back.
Thank you. If we're talking books, I got to show up because that's the other thing I do is write jokes and read books. That's it.
I think it's also animation. You've done a lot of those episodes.
Yep, I like
cartoons. So now we're finding all of your interests. Well, then I bet you have some good suggestions.
You know, it occurred to me as I was prepping for this that a lot of my adaptations have turned into TV. But one that I do really like that I haven't revisited the book in a while is The Cider House Rules. I thought that was like really nicely adapted. it was a good one. It's been a little while since I've watched it. And then if we're counting things that are based on plays, which I will
say I'm not, but we can.
Okay, so
it's a play, right?
So yeah, so if for the purposes of this, we're talking about ones based on plays. The Philadelphia Story, the 1941.
Excellent.
And if you believe the theory about Hamlet inspiring The Lion King, which I do, then The Lion King also. Because they're like, it's Disney's first original story. And I'm like, nah, I read that book.
Yeah, it's Disney's first original story, Kimbo the White Lion.
Exactly. That too.
Yes.
Yeah, Amma, I think you are officially at 150 episodes the first person to bring up Cider House Rules, not as a joke.
That's why I started laughing. Sorry, that's why I started laughing.
A running thing on this show for some reason.
Listen, I'm a trailblazer, happy to do it.
I keep trying to use it for the show, but turns out, depressing movie without a lot of fun things to talk about.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's a well adapted book. Like, it's well adapted from the book to the film, but it is not fun. It is not fun.
Actually, it just reminded me of the other one that I love, the other movie from a book, Jaws.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's actually my favorite movie of all time. So
yeah, that's one of the top of the list ones.
Yeah.
Importance of voting in local government.
I mean, that's the thing. If you go through like IMDb's top movies, I think the top 10 is almost all book adaptations.
Yeah.
So there are, you got your Jaws, you got your Lord of the Rings, you got
Godfather.
your Godfather. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Shawshank. Jurassic Park.
The Mist was another great adaptation.
Oh yes.
That ending was fucking fantastic.
Well, thank you all for being here, and thank you all for your wonderful suggestions. Josh has 1 point on the board. Let's add another point before we get into the real game. We'll do another one of these common characters. So this character has been played by Carrie Walgren, Gray Delisle, Maya Rudolph, Jewel, Shanice Williams, Leah Michelle, Liza Minnelli, Zoe Deschanel. Marty has a guess.
I'm blanking on the character name.
Okay, I won't count that. Eileen Quinn, Ashanti. Amma, what do you think?
Annie.
It is not Annie. Diana Ross, Fairuza Balk.
Wrong anyway. Cool.
Josh.
Wait, Dorothy?
It is Dorothy.
Nice.
The only name I didn't get to was Judy Garland.
Okay, that would have given it away.
Return to Oz was a freaky ass movie.
That's another one I feel like I missed out on because I didn't see it as a kid. I saw it a couple of years ago, and it was fine.
Those the Wheelers or whatever the hell they're called. God damn it.
Well, Josh, you've started the game with 2 points. That means you also get to pick the first year. Here's the regular game. You all know how it's played. But if this is your first time watching, here's how the regular game goes. I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies that are based on books. These warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. These anonymous weirdos have provided hours upon hours, 150 episodes of content. We're just going to read these warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what movie we're warning against. Josh, you get first pick of the year. Would you like a book adaptation from 1960, 2012, or 2019?
I'm going to go with 60.
All right. Let's get to the right one here. All right. First movie of the night from 1960. For 5 points under the category of frightening and intense scenes. Scene of a city being destroyed by bombs and volcanoes.
Wait, what is the year?
1960.
Seems
Scene
like
of a
overkill.
city being destroyed by bombs and volcanoes. All right, for 4 points under the category of violence and gore. A man fights weird ape-like monsters, sometimes with his fist, other times with a whip. Josh has a guess. Amma has a guess. Anybody else? Amma, what do you think this movie is?
Planet of the Apes.
Josh, what do you think?
The Apes.
It is not Planet of the Apes.
Damn.
Those are actually apes. They're not ape-like monsters.
Oh,
Nice.
Damn. Damn.
okay. Fair.
All right, for 3 points under frightening and intense scenes. The Morlocks are underground monsters with glowing eyes and are rather frightening.
Yep.
The Morlocks are underground monsters with glowing eyes and are rather frightening.
Yep.
Just Josh.
Yep.
All right,
it's
Josh.
It's a movie that freaked me out when I was a kid. When I saw it, it's a Time Machine. H.G. Wells.
It is H.G. Wells's
Damn
The
it.
Time Machine.
Nah.
Remade into a decent movie with Guy Pearce, and no one saw.
I saw it.
saw
I
it.
don't remember anything about it that I can even call it decent.
Guy Pearce was in it.
Guy Pearce was in it. Samantha Mumbo was in it, if you remember
That is true.
her.
Yes,
True.
that was
And,
like
like,
one of
sometimes I'm
her
just like,
2
hey.
big ones.
Like, where's
Yeah.
Mumbo? Like, what's she up to?
She's on the show next week.
Amazing.
Wait, we got Mamba?
Yeah.
Standing. Congratulations.
Also in The Time Machine, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, men having a drink at a table in a house, and some cigar and pipe smoking during the scenes in the 1800s. And violence and gore, a Morlock is shown quickly decaying in accelerated time. This is rather graphic, and over the span of about 1 second, the Morlock's eyeball falls out and rolls down his chest as he turns into a skeleton.
Yeah, it freaked me out when I was a kid.
Makes
Josh,
sense.
you are at 4 points. JD and Marty both at 0. Amma at -1.
Killing
Marty,
it, baby.
you're up. Would you like a movie from 1974, 2005, or 2014?
2005. I know a movie that came out that year.
Let's see if it's this one. From 2005, under Sex and Nudity. There is not a single kissing scene until the last few minutes of the film. Marty is going to take a guess. Anybody else? All right, Marty.
Is this Pride and Prejudice?
Marty, it's the one movie from 2005, you know. This is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice.
And my mom's not
Nice.
watching, which is disappointing because she'd be really proud right now. Went to see it with her, not a choice I would have made as a 13-year-old on my own.
Also in Pride and Prejudice, under Sex and Nudity, brief close-up of a pig's prominent testicles as it is led away. Alcohol,
I
drugs,
would
and
have got
smoking.
that clue.
Smoking. Elizabeth's father is briefly shown smoking a pipe. Frightening and intense scenes, Elizabeth receives a letter informing her that her younger sister has run away with a man who is notorious for taking advantage of naive young ladies and then abandoning them or using their apparent loss of purity as hostage to seek an unreasonable dowry. And Sex and Nudity, nude paintings on the wall in the background during an extended scene at Mr. Darcy's aunt's house. Very noticeable.
I know my pig testicle movies.
Pride and Prejudice is my mom's favorite book, and when she was my English teacher, we watched every adaptation of it. Like Bridget Jones' Diary, Bride and Prejudice, the BBC show, like all of them.
Is there any that you like?
Bride and Prejudice, I legitimately recommended to somebody last night. Bride and Prejudice is fucking great.
I like Kentucky Fried and Prejudice.
No,
I'm gonna make that movie.
Do it.
Marty, that means you have jumped to the lead with 5 points. Josh at 4, JD at 0, Amma at -1. Amma, still a chance for you to jump back with this. Would you like a movie from 1972, 2002, or 2014?
2002, please.
2002. All right, from 2002 for 5 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Several characters smoke pipes and drink wine and ale, though they never get drunk.
The Dream.
For 4 points, under violence and gore, humans ambush another group of humans fighting for the bad guys. Several of the bad guy humans are shot with arrows, and we see several dead bodies.
Wait, what's the year on this?
2002.
Bad guy humans.
Bad guy humans.
All right, for 3 points, under frightening and intense scenes, the servants are clad in all black with their faces invisible. They emit loud screams and talk with a very evil, low voice. They ride grotesque flying creatures that kill people and good guys without mercy, mostly by picking them up and letting them fall.
I've seen this. God, what? Oh, God, now it's annoying me. You know what? Yes, I'm going to take a guess.
Okay, JD. What is your guess?
Constantine.
That is a fun guess. It is not Constantine, though.
Okay.
It is a fun guess.
Thank you.
That's another one I only saw recently and kind of loved it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's
That awakened a lot of shit in me as a Catholic school kid.
I've heard that
All the
several
sweating.
times.
For 2 points, under frightening and intense scenes, armies of orcs are grotesque with rough voices and yellow eyes and sharp teeth. A few of them have blood dripping out of their mouths. They are very frightening. The orcs are shown in several scenes.
I don't know how to raise my hand. Hang on. There we go.
All right. JD and Josh are up. Anybody else? Okay. JD, what do you think?
I'm trying to remember which one it is. This is definitely Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Are you going to make me get specific on this one?
I am going to have to,
There are too
yes.
many of them. Yeah.
All right. 2002. Two Towers.
Josh, what do you think?
Return of the King.
It is not The Return of the King.
Against the Two Towers.
This movie is from 2002,
Thank
The Two
you.
Towers.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was.
I have to watch that franchise so I can start doing better in this game.
I don't think you do. Yeah, The Two Towers is easy to remember because it came out in 2002,
And the two.
less than a year after 9/11, and they still put out a movie called The Two Towers, and everybody saw it.
The whole thing was never forget, and yet the Two Towers did not suffer a bit. Incredible.
I forget almost everything about Lord of the Rings Two Towers, so I hope that's not what they're talking about.
You know, I never asked. Ugh.
Which two towers?
Final clue under frightening and intense scenes. Gollum is a frightening, frightening creature who is present through most of the film, though he talks and interacts with main characters. The ending is pretty suspenseful because Gollum is betraying Frodo and Sam, and they don't know. The soundtrack is very suspenseful in this scene.
It's well
A
scored.
parody. I wrote a parody song of "Lose Yourself" called "Lose Your Elf" because it's just. I'm not gonna do it here, but I just know that that's out there.
All right. Well, now I know. Now we all know.
Yeah, everybody knows.
A fun corner of YouTube tonight.
Josh,
I never did that. I never did the parody song. I just wrote it.
Josh has regained the lead at 6, Marty at 5, JD at 1, Amma at -1.
How did I regain the lead? I didn't get that right.
Wait a minute, I thought that was
no,
two.
you didn't get that right. Thank you for being honest with that, because I gave you both points. Marty at 5, Josh at 3, JD at 1, Amma at -1.
Wait, was that one worth 1 or 2, Nick?
It was worth 2, but you guessed wrong at one point.
I said Lord of the Rings, the 2 Towers.
Yeah, but you also guessed Constantine.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No, yours I got right. Josh, I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, Nick.
All right, we got one more left in this round before our next set of mini games. JD, you get to pick this year.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1973, 1996, or 2017?
Really? We'll do the middle one. We'll do the middle one.
96?
Yes, we're doing 96.
Right.
We're knocking on wood.
All right. From 1996 for 5 points under sex and nudity. A scene shows a short montage of different people having sex. During this, you see full frontal female nudity and male nudity, but it isn't prolonged. One of the only scenes of sexual content.
Ever?
In any movie.
Yeah.
1996?
96.
They were allowed to do that?
For 4 points under violence and gore, a man hits another man in the face with a beer glass and beats him briefly. He is shown unconscious in a pool of blood. This is very disturbing and graphic, and probably the most violent scene in the film.
Oh, it's not that film.
Okay, I'll take a guess.
Okay. Anybody else want to take a guess? What do you think, JD?
Is this the Full Monty?
Another good guess. It is not the Full Monty. I would say that there is more than one scene of sexual content in the Full Monty.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's right.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, there is a fleeting glimpse of Kelly MacDonald's dark pubic hair. This occurs as she is seen putting her dress back on after sex. Kelly's hairy triangle is seen literally for a fraction of a second.
Horrible.
Awful.
Jail. Jail.
That phrasing of it has to be worse than the moment. Like, I believe it is.
I'm glad I was on this show.
I hate it.
Wow.
So nobody remembers Kelly's hairy triangle, is what we're saying.
There's
We're
so
gonna go to the
many
next one.
words you can choose every day to say things. And like maybe those aren't the ones.
I'm just saying, like, as a writer, really hairy triangle is what you went with. Like,
Yep. We have to stop saying it.
All right, let's move on to the next clue. For 2 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, this film is about drug addiction.
Six.
Amma has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Amma?
Trainspotting 96?
Trainspotting is 96,
Oh,
written
son
by
of a bitch.
Irvine Welsh. It is Trainspotting.
Son of a bitch. The beer scene. Bigby. Begbie. Fuck. I would say that that's not the most violent scene in the movie, though.
Final clue under frightening and intense scenes. Renton experiences bizarre hallucinations during heroin withdrawal, including a baby rotating her head 180 degrees as she crawls across the ceiling. Many consider this to be one of the scariest non-horror movie scenes. Marty still in the lead at 5, Josh at 3, JD, Amma now at 1, JD at 0. What that's going to do is bring us to the halfway point. That means another mini game. This one is going to be a multiple choice one. In a minute, I'm going to ask one of you individually to choose between 4 things. If you get it right, you get 4 points. If not, the next person gets to guess. You get it right, you get 3 points. If not, next person, 2 points. If not, the last person gets 1 point if they can remember the remaining thing.
Okay.
JD, you're in last place, so I'm going to go to you first.
Sweet. Yes. The
This
pity
time,
roll.
we are doing author adaptations because that's part of this theme. I'm going to give you the title of 4 stories by an author. You have to tell me which one of them hasn't been adapted to a movie.
Oh.
Do I get to know the author?
You sure do.
Excellent.
The first author, your author, is Stephen King.
Yeah.
You can do
Which
this
of
9
these-
times.
Which
I
of
can
these,
do this!
yeah,
I
which
can
of
do
these
this!
Stephen King stories has not been adapted into a movie, JD? Is
Okay.
it The Body, Cycle of the Werewolf, The Long Walk, or Low Men in Yellow Coats?
Can I hear the second one again?
Cycle of the Werewolf.
Okay, let's see. Give me a second here.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote them down and now I'm just analyzing which one of those.
Hmm.
Because I realized the film is not going to be always called what he called it in the book.
Yeah, I might have played some games on some of these.
Playing
You sure
games
did.
again.
The Long Walk.
JD, you get 4 points. It is The Long
Thank
Walk.
you.
Good boxing.
The Body is, of course, Stand By Me. Cycle
Bullet.
of the Werewolf was adapted to Silver Bullet, and Low Men in Yellow Coats was adapted into Hearts in Atlantis.
Oh.
Long Walk was a Bachman book.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Josh,
Yep.
which of these Charles Dickens stories has never been made into a movie?
Can you,
Is it-
can you give me Stephen King?
Is it The Haunted Man, Little Dorrit, The Old Curiosity Shop, or The Pickwick Papers?
What was the first one again?
The Haunted Man.
And the second one was,
Little Dorrit
third one.
was The Old Curiosity Shop.
I'm gonna go with the Pickwick Papers.
It is not The Pickwick Papers.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Marty, which of these Charles Dickens books hasn't been adapted? Is it The Haunted Man, Little Dorrit, or The Old Curiosity Shop?
Little Dorrit.
It is not Little Dorrit.
Really?
Amma, is it The Haunted Man or The Old
Boring.
Curiosity Shop?
Haunted Man.
That is 2 points to Amma. It is The Haunted Man.
Woo!
One of
Those
the
are all
biggest
just the names of
injustices.
everything.
One of the biggest injustices of my youth was when someone told me to read Christmas Carol because there were ghosts in it. And there's like not is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
I
there
mean-
are, but like there aren't.
Yeah.
Very, very mad at me.
As far as Christmas goes, though, it's one of the only things with scary ghost stories.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
Bah, humbug.
I believe, Marty, we're on to you. Which of these Agatha Christie stories has
Oh,
never
no.
been adapted to a movie?
Oh,
Is
Oh,
it
no.
After the Funeral, Destination Unknown, Endless Night, or Evil Under the Sun?
I have no fucking clue, Nick. I have no idea. Can you repeat those? I'm sorry.
Yep. After the Funeral, Destination Unknown, Endless Night, Evil Under the Sun.
Mm. Destination unknown.
Marty, you don't know, but you got 4 points.
Oh my god. I've never heard of any of those.
Well done. Well done.
Picked one on vibes alone.
All right, Amma, you get the last one.
Oh boy.
Which of these stories by Philip K. Dick has never been adapted into a movie?
Oh boy. All right.
Is it Adjustment Team? Flow My Tears, the policeman said?
What?
Second Variety?
I love his titles.
Or We Can Remember It For You Wholesale?
What the hell?
What is the third one again?
The third one is called Second Variety.
Nick, these questions got worse like as they went on.
Thank you for Stephen King, by the way.
Flow My Tears, the policeman said?
It is Flow My Tears, the policeman said.
Amazing.
I know. Did you know that, or did you just go off vibes?
I knew some of it, and the rest of it was vibes. So it was part knowledge, part vibes.
Oh, yeah.
So
I love his
Adjustment
titles.
Team became the
Minority.
Adjustment Bureau.
Girl, I knew that.
Second Variety became Screamers.
Oh,
And of course, We Could Remember It For You Wholesale became Total Recall.
yeah.
I love his titles, man.
He has wonderful titles, which is why
Like,
I have to include them into this game.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Uh-huh. Let's see what that did to the scores.
I'm in last
Marty,
place.
you're still in first place with 9. Amma has moved to second place with 7. JD at 4. Josh at 3.
Woo-hoo.
I got Charles Dickens.
I did.
Amma, you got the most points in that round, so I'm going to let you pick the year this time.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1965, 2002, or 2018?
2018, please.
2018. All right, from 2018 for 5 points under violence and gore. A girl is being bullied by another girl. A girl who is being bullied by another girl hits her in the face with a basketball, and pain is felt by the bully, who was pelted by a ball, which was specifically meant to cause injury to her face.
Poison for Cusco.
Again, I want to read that because that sentence is amazing.
Please do.
A girl who is being bullied by another girl hits her in the face with a basketball, and pain is felt by the bully, who was pelted by a ball, which was specifically meant to cause injury to her face.
Wait, I have a question. What was the year on this?
2018.
Oh, 2018?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm keeping my hand down, actually.
Okay. Amma, what do you think this movie is?
If I understood the sentence, and I genuinely don't know if I did, I believe that happened in A Wrinkle in Time.
You would believe correctly. This is A Wrinkle in Time.
Well done.
A movie that like everybody hated, and I'll go to bat for.
It was lovely. It was lovely.
It's weird, but it took like reaches that I appreciated.
Same.
I would see it because the book was so good as a kid. I didn't want to ruin it. But
I don't think it ruins it. I really do.
I was scared. That was my childhood. I fucking love that book so much.
I get the fear. I do, but I liked it. I thought it was imaginative in how they chose to adapt it.
Yeah, like it wasn't my favorite thing, but the way they did it was so interesting that I was glad I watched it.
Yeah.
Did they brain okay? Like, I imagined those things being brains. Like, you know, like, you remember the brain guy, right? Or did I just create him as a brain in my head?
No.
I haven't read the book in 30 years. I'm
trying to remember how they did it. It was brain-like, I would say.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like in my head,
Yeah.
when I read it, I remember there was a brain controlling everything.
Right. It's brain-like.
Okay.
So, also in this movie, under frightening and intense scenes, violent tornadoes and hellfire covering a planet that is an evil planet. monsters and people with red eyes scaring them. Violence and gore. A girl is shown to be in pain after magically transporting to another realm. A woman who doesn't have much experience with humans lightly kicks her to see if she's still alive, in a manner which causes you to think, hey, that's not normal.
Josh, what is this background going on? What is that?
It's not
Never-ending story.
Yeah.
Everything starts Elect Dragon.
Eyeball. It's just
I
staring
know
at
that,
me.
and I've never seen that movie.
I'm gonna be honest though, like working with kids in the age of Stranger Things has ruined that movie for me. Because I worked with kids, I worked with the same group of kids every single day for an entire summer when that specific season came out, and they played that song to death, and then they found a dubstep version of it and they played that to death.
No.
It was bad. Bad times.
Frightening and intense scenes. A scene where children and their mothers act in unnatural unison is creepy. And sex and nudity. Mrs. Whatsit briefly sheds her clothes, seen only from the shoulders up, before transforming into a plant creature. Amma has taken the lead at 12 points, Marty at 9, JD at 4, Josh at 3.
Long Walk wouldn't make a good movie.
What?
Still on that. The Long Walk would not make a good movie.
JD, I think we're back to you now. Would you like a movie from 1976, 2006, or 2014?
You keep trying to give me the 76.
I'm not. This is a different thing.
Oh, it is?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna do 2006, Nick.
Okay, let's go to 2006 then.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, I will say this list has exactly enough movies that I'm using all individual movies.
Okay.
All right, 2006 for 5 points under profanity. Several uses each of bloody and bugger.
For 2006?
From 2006.
Several uses
of bloody and bugger.
Oh, bloody. Oh, booger. 2006. Is this?
Are you going to take a guess right now, JD? Or
yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay. I know it. What series it is. I'm gonna try my hardest. 2006. All right. Let's see. Which one were we on at that point? It's Harry Potter, and no, it's not this. No.
Well, I'm going to go to Marty, who has now raised their hand while you were doing that. Marty, what movie do you think this is?
I think, because I am also doing the year by year, and I know the years that the first one and the second one came out, and the third one, I'm guessing, came out somewhere between the second and 2006. So I think this is the fourth one.
Actually, okay, Nick, I have my hand raised.
Okay, so fourth one is Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
JD, what do you think?
No,
I'm gonna say it's Harry Potter and the
now I'm
Goblet
like,
I'm gonna say it's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire because I was friends with Jen that year and we went for my birthday.
Why did JD's explanations sound like the clues?
It is not Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
What?
Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
Is
All
it
right, for
Harry
4
Potter?
points under frightening and intense themes. The parkour chase is intense and violent.
What?
Well,
did he just throw it up on purpose?
Harry Potter.
What?
Sorry, Mark. The parkour?
The parkour chase is intense and violent.
Excuse me, what's parkour?
The jumpy thingy from place to place.
Parkour.
When
Parkour.
adult men do stupid shit that's gonna get children killed. Jumping from bridges to rocks to bridges.
It's like the dude bro version of the floor is lava.
Yeah.
I hate it. I have extremely strong opinions as someone who works with middle schoolers who don't need fucking help thinking of ideas to break things.
At least
All right.
adults.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, the main character is nude while being tortured. Nothing is seen, and the scene is not sexual.
Not Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
Wrong button.
Yeah, it's too early for that one. 2006.
Is anybody guessing, or should I move to the next one?
Just go to the next one.
Just go to the next one.
For 2 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, while gambling, the main character experiments with a martini combination and is pleased with the results.
And is pleased?
Main character is pleased with the results of the experimental martini combination.
Harry Potter 3.
Josh has his hand raised. Anybody else? What do you think, Josh?
Just Casino Royale.
This is Casino Royale. Harry
It was
Potter
fun,
and the
but like-
Casino
Shaken, not
Royale.
stirred.
Yeah, once you got to I knew it was a Bond, but I was like, hell if I know what year.
Shaken, not stirred. As someone with Parkinson's, that's a joke I use all the time.
You know what I
I'm
have
James
to say?
Bond's favorite bartender.
But that's the thing. In this movie, he doesn't say that.
I know he doesn't. I
No,
was very disappointed.
they ask him, shaken or stirred, and he says, "Do I look like I give a damn?"
Yeah,
And that's all the cool Bond for the new millennium.
What's funny is that Casino Royale was actually the first Bond film
Uh-huh.
as well, but it was the first.
Well,
Bond
no,
film
it
that
wasn't
started-
the first Bond film.
No, but it was the first film adapted from Ian Fleming, because it had Peter. It wasn't.
I
even- it was a
believe
weird-
that
it was-
came out after Doctor
It did
No.
come out after Doctor No. It's the weird Bond film because it
Yeah.
doesn't have. 'cause it's got
And it
Peter
definitely
Sellers.
came out after the
Dr.
TV
No.
pilot of Jimmy
Yeah.
Bond.
That's true. That's true. I just remember it being a weird.
I know
it was a
too
weird
much
outlier.
about it.
Weird
Uh,
outlier because it was like Peter Sellers, wasn't it?
Final clue in that under violence and gore. Violence is not gory or graphic. However, it is the most violent James Bond film to date. This movie is definitely more brutal than its predecessors and a bit more violent than the Bourne franchise. Amma still in the lead at 12, Marty at 8, Josh at 5, JD at 3. We have 2 movies left, but remember, there's still a chance at up to 10 points in the end. So everybody's still in this. Josh, we're going to go to you. Would you like a movie from 1953, 1964, or 2011? I think Josh froze.
Looks really pensive though.
And I just got Josh's ass to join the Zoom.
Oh,
I was
hey,
gonna.
look, it's Josh.
It really
I
looks like.
I literally
there
have no
you
idea
are.
what the fuck happened. I
don't
literally
know
have no
what
idea what the hell happened.
I, for half a second, both of you were still on the screen.
That was weird.
Anyway, Josh, you get to pick this year.
Oh, nice.
1953, 1964, or 2011?
That was 64.
Let's go with 64. All right, penultimate movie from 1964. For 5 points under violence and gore, some men fall a short distance to their deaths. Not graphic. All right, for 4 points under sex and nudity. Although tame for today's standards, the movie contained an exorbitant amount of sexual content for the early 60s. Most of the female characters wear tight and revealing clothing. 1964, JD.
1964. Thank you.
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. For 19, and a lot of people fall to their death, and everybody's wearing tight clothing.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a guess.
Okay, JD, what is your guess?
I'm gonna say Ben-Hur. Is it Ben-Hur?
It is not Ben-Hur, no.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That movie's talked about a lot in Celluloid Closet.
For
That movie's
3
talked about in
points,
Celluloid Closet.
under frightening and intense scenes, a man carries a metal-rimmed hat that can break necks when thrown at people. Josh has his hand up. Anybody else? Josh, what do you think?
Goldfinger.
We got
Ooh.
2 bonds in a row. This is Goldfinger.
Odd job for the win. Probably the best henchman.
Again, I
Probably the
knew
best
it was
henchman.
Bond, but I was like, which one?
Yeah, didn't plan it to be that way, but y'all just picked these years.
I don't
Who's
know
the
any
best
of the
henchman?
Bonds, but I know when it's a Bond.
Yeah. It's like I know it's a Bond, but which Bond and when?
I mean, this might have helped if you knew it was a Bond. Under frightening and intense scenes, a woman is found dead, having been covered in gold paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nailed it.
alcohol, drugs, and smoking. The hero orders a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred, and
Oh, yeah.
gets a champagne out of the freezer.
Odd job.
Random task,
Random
I
task.
believe, was the Austin Powers character.
Yes.
We have 1 movie remaining. Amma is at 12. Josh and Marty tied at 8 points. JD at 2.
Boy.
Again, we can swing 10 points in either direction in the final round, so everybody's still in it. Marty, you get to pick this last movie. Would you like a movie from 1943, 2010, or 2019?
It's not going to be 1943.
Okay.
There's less movies that came out in those years. That's why I pick them.
See, like, I'm a little dumb, though. 2010.
2010. All right. And just a heads up, Marty, you didn't pick Phantom of the Opera.
Fuck! All right. I'm a lot dumb. My bad.
All right. Last movie from 2010 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. The whole movie is very intense and depressing.
All right.
Whole movie is very intense and depressing. Movies from 2010, JD.
Okay, and the whole movie is
Whole
depressing.
movie is intense and depressing.
What is Josh's childhood?
Okay.
I didn't realize you were a kid in 2010.
I wasn't. I was. It was a
reissue?
remake of my childhood.
So the whole movie is
Intense
depressing.
and depressing.
I have a guess.
Okay, JD. I would love to hear it.
Oh wait, I have to raise my hand to make it
You
official.
don't have to.
No, it's okay. We're here. See my hand. Okay, there you go. Sin City 2.
It is not Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
Okay.
Interesting guess.
Hey, it is a depressing movie
It's
all the
true.
way through. It's depressing and
I
intense.
mean, we could go one by one and just start naming depressing movies from around 2010.
Okay.
A depressing movie, and the fact that it got made.
Yeah,
For
well,
4 points under frightening and intense scenes, themes of intense bullying to an adolescent boy are shown in great detail. Some may find these quite disturbing.
Oh.
Marty has a guess. Marty
That was
doesn't
an
have
accident.
a guess. JD does have a guess. Anybody else have a guess? What do you think, JD?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. I actually do know this movie because it really fucked with me. It's oh god, what is it? I literally referenced this thing because it messed with me so hard. It's not coming to me. I'm sorry.
That's
Got it.
okay.
That's really depressing.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a young boy cuts his thumb with a knife to make a pact with a girl. A close-up is seen, and blood is shown dripping from the wound.
Yep. I can't think of the title, but I absolutely know this movie.
What Harry Potter movie came out in 2010?
For 2 points, under violence and gore, a young girl begins to bleed heavily after entering a boy's home without being invited in. He quickly tells her to come in and hugs her.
Fucking hell. Fuck.
All right. Josh, what do you think?
Let the Right One In.
Which
the American
version?
The American version.
It is, I have to give it to you. It is the American version called Let Me In.
Let me in. Let the Right One In was far better.
Oh, sure.
Amazing movie. One of my favorites. I just couldn't
Also, the book is called Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
The only version that matters is the original adaptation. The American is crap, and whatever they're doing now is also crap.
Never seen it. Never read it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is a great.
You gotta see the original.
Marty, you haven't seen? Oh, you'll love
it's
that.
fucking beautiful.
List, all right?
I know, but as somebody who likes this kind of stuff, you will love the original.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Should I
original.
watch the 2010 one that's depressing and dark the whole time?
I mean, they're both depressing and dark, but one of them is
Then why are you telling me to watch this, Nick?
because they're also real sweet. It's real weird how sweet they are.
Nick, I'm very sad this year. This feels like a trap.
Wait till the sun's out more. We need, I'm gonna need more sun before I hear it.
It's January in Minneapolis, Nick. What are you doing to me?
I mean, it's the perfect time. It's all snowy. Final clue under violence and gore. A young girl attacks a man twice her size, drinks his blood, and snaps his neck. The attack is shown on camera, though is not overly graphic.
That pool scene in the original one is
It's amazing. Like, I will not under or oversell you on this. I'll just say you'll love it.
Yeah.
You also really liked the new Scream, though, so...
Yeah, but more people are on my side with Let the Right One In.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you should see it, Marty.
All right, I trust Josh.
And again, Scream 5 has a higher rating than Sinister 2.
Listen. I don't know how many things you can say on YouTube before your channel gets shut down. I got a lot of fucking words for you, Nick. That movie's great.
All right, well, that brings us into the final Jeopardy style round. In a moment, I'm going to ask you a question that has to do with how many of something. What I want you to do is privately message me a wager between 1 and 10 points based on how confident you are in your knowledge of book adaptations.
Send the wager right now.
Send them right now between 1 and 10.
What are the scores sitting at right now?
I always forget to give these. Scores right now. JD at 1, Marty at 8, Josh at 10, Amma at 12.
Nick, you don't by any chance know what my lowest score to date is, do you?
I can pull it up while these are coming in.
Excellent, because that's going to affect my decision.
Your lowest score is -6. So
yeah.
You can't get there.
I know my lowest score. My lowest score is like -14.
All right, I've got everybody's wagers in. Let me add these to the list. All right. So our final question tonight. Did you know that in 2022, there were 3 different adaptations of Pinocchio that came out?
In 2020,
I want to know. In 2022, there were 3 Pinocchios that came out. I went to the Wikipedia page for the book The Adventures of Pinocchio. According to that page, how many adaptations of Pinocchio has there been?
Is this an exact?
Nope. Here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
The person who comes closest gets their bet.
Closest without going over.
Nope. Closest in general.
Okay, great.
You get your bet. If you nail it exactly, I'll give you an extra 3 points.
Okay.
Everyone else will lose their bets.
I have a question. Are we including the 3 from 2022?
We are including the 3 from 2002. I gave you that. There's been more than 3 Pinocchios.
Anybody else been watching Never After?
No.
D&D. It's a D&D play show, and it's really fun, and it's horror, but one of the characters was Pinocchio. It's been a blast.
So I have Marty's guess. How many adaptations have they made? I guess specifically of that book, because that's what the Wikipedia page is showing me.
Okay. Well,
Josh has sent in an answer.
Josh, you gotta learn how to DM, my guy.
Josh has sent in an answer to everybody.
Oh, whoops.
Both your bet and your answer.
Whoops. Okay, so that's my answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, everybody knows what Josh is doing.
Okay,
But I won't tell you
let me
if
change
Josh
that.
is right or wrong.
Let me change that. There you go. There you go. I just messaged Nick.
Thank you.
I'm less confident in my guess now.
I'm going for it.
We have we have JD. All right, everybody.
Marty, this is a good idea.
This thing is so goddamn comfy.
Oops. Amazing.
Best Christmas present.
Including the 3 adaptations from last year, according to the Wikipedia entry, there has been 22 Pinocchio adaptations.
Wow.
22 Pinocchio movies. Amma, you guessed 14. JD, you guessed 27. Josh, everybody knows you guessed 12. And Marty guessed 40. Meaning the closest and who receives their points while everybody else loses their points is JD with 27, only off by 5. Let me tabulate up these scores. Amma, you bet 3. Josh bet 8.
Everybody knows that.
Marty bet 10. JD also bet 10. Meaning our final scores tonight: Marty at -2, Josh at 2, Amma at 9, but coming in from behind with their second win of the year is JD Stephans with 11 points.
Hey. Thank you.
I don't Jeopardy bullshit.
Yeah, I'm like so happy for JD and also fucking hate this mini game.
This mini game is the only reason I stand a chance. I love it. Thank you, Nick.
I worked my ass off to get back to 10.
Yeah.
Again,
Josh worked his ass off.
nothing is stopping y'all from betting 1 point.
Yeah, but
Commitment.
Nobody's
go big.
saying bet 8 points, Josh.
yeah. My brain is telling me to bet 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
All or nothing.
I mean, yeah, this way. I feel like with this game, not everybody's great at all aspects of the game, so this opens it up for people.
Down for it. I'm here for it.
If Lloyd wins because of this, I quit.
If Lloyd wins because of this, it's all been worth it. Well, thank you all for doing this. Thank you all for being here. Before we go, if there is anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or any last words, Marty, do you have anything to say besides all of the hatred for me?
That pretty much covers it. Twin Cities. It's winter. I cleaned my apartment, so I'm in the market for friends again. If anyone wants to be my friend, just like stand around and say you're from New England and I'll find you.
Marty, thank you. Also, quick shout out to Mr. Bunny Muffin. I don't know who that is, but they knew Let the Right One In as well in the YouTube comments. Josh, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Bunny Muffin.
You're Mr. Bunny Muffin?
No, I mean, just interesting points coming back at some point this year. Sooner rather than later. I'm still working on trying to get it cast and still trying to get an idea where I'm gonna show it off at. But that's coming back. Hopefully, maybe come back in person at one point too. Which would be nice to have it live on stage again. That's my show that I did for I came nowhere close to 150 enepisodes, Nick. So I think I topped out about 75. But
yeah, but you were also doing it on stage like monthly.
Yeah, monthly, well, weekly actually, weekly. Yeah. Well, it was weekly. It was weekly. It was like 4 week sets, and then 3 week sets somewhere else, and then someone would give me a stage to do it on, and but I'm looking forward to bringing it back, and I miss it a lot, and it should be fun to kind of get everybody talking about shit again, and
absolutely, it's a great show.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss the hell out of it, man. But I'll be back, and besides that, you can't see me anywhere.
Amo, what would you like to tell people about?
So my online show Pantry Raid, the next edition is February 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch and Comedy Hub's website. And I did just record an album and a special. I don't know when they'll be out, but I won't shut up about it once it does. So enjoy.
Nor should you.
No, exactly. It's a lot of work. So enjoy the quiet now, because once that pops off, I'm going to be yelling about it all.
I can't wait to see it. Finally, JD, do you have anything you wanna talk about?
Oh yes. It all started when I was 3, Nick.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. So actually, the reading room is going on a bit of a hiatus. I need a mental health break. Sammy needed a mental health break. So we're putting that on hiatus. So there's not going to be a waiting room this month. There is going to be a Mental Health Mondays next Monday with Nick Martucci and not JD Stephans. I will not be hosting. I'm stepping down from all sorts of producing and comedy for the foreseeable future. Except this show. I like this show. But we're going to have Polite Kitty step in, and it's going to be an amazing show. So please tune in. It's going to be on the Get Loud Movement Instagram live feed. Nick Martucci is going to be there. Polite Kitty will be the host. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And we actually don't have an IMDb that night. So tune in, everybody. It's going to be awesome. Go support Nick. Beyond that, I had a podcast that was going to launch February 7th. I'm actually postponing that indefinitely for the next however long, because I'm taking a mental health break. So everything that I was going to produce, we're going to put it off. I don't know when it's coming out at this point. It's okay.
I mean, we'll all be here when you're ready to put more stuff out. You gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, like I will tell you. So right now, I'm in like that book phase. Like I when it's a mental health break time for me, it's poetry time. I actually in the last 2 days completely rewrote one of my books. I fucked up and it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I write a lot. So I completely rewrote my book. I fucked up and it's gonna be okay. And so I'm actually going to try to launch that, and I'm looking to publish Of Spice and Lavender. So yeah, my books will start coming out this
year. JD, thank you for that, and again, thank you for doing the show, especially while you're taking a break from everything else. Hopefully, he can still provide you with a with a little bit of an outlet that isn't going to require too much of your
that's why I did the show. It's fun, it's awesome. It doesn't require me to like actually output comedy. So I felt okay doing it. I really enjoy the show. Yeah.
I enjoy having you on. I enjoy having all of you on. Once again, Amma Marfo, JD Stephans, Josh Poirier, Marty Viscosi. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Normally we do this show 2 times a week, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. But as JD alluded to, not going to be a show next Monday, as I will be interviewed on Mental Health Monday. So look out for that. I'll post links to that. We do have a show this Thursday, 8 p.m. I hope you come back for that. Oh, it's my friend Toby, Mr. Bunny Muffin. That makes sense.
I thought it was, and I wasn't sure. Hi, Toby.
Hi, Toby. I don't know who you are.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please subscribe, like, tell your friends. Join the show if you want to. I'd love to have any of you on. Go watch one of the other 150 episodes. We'll see if we do another 50. Gonna try.